Hello again. Today we have wave 5 of the military vehicles I have in 1/400 scale, 3D printed from shapeways.com, that is. And today we're going to do 20 vehicles. Today we're starting with the Pterodyne Gurkha from World War I. I don't know what country the Pterodyne Gurkha is from, but it's just a funky vehicle, so I decided to model it. It looks like a semi-truck with a giant cannon on the back, and then some side cannons as well. So it's interesting. It's actually asymmetric. And all right, well, that's all I know about it. Okay. This next one is interesting. It's called the Radschlepper OST, or the SKODA RSO. So SKODA is car fame, right? I think is a German car company. But what's interesting about this one is it actually has metal wheels, right? Those aren't rubber tires. They're just giant metal wheels. But it otherwise looks like a farm tractor or a farm truck or something like that. But yeah, so I think this is from World War II. All right. The next one is a modern vehicle. This is called a Ratel 90 6x6, or Ratel. I don't know where this company is from, but there seems to be a centralized driving position, and then you got 6 tires going on, and then the turret on top. So it's kind of like an APC slash tank. So I'm sure there's troops that can go in through the back, or not. I'm not sure. Okay. This next one is also from World War I, and it's a German one called a Romfell Panzerwagon. It's from 1915. So we're talking over 100 years ago now. And it's really funky looking. You know, it looks steampunk. Sadly, I painted in the silver because I was assuming it would just be like raw steel, but the silver flake in this paint is so thick and grainy, it makes the whole model look bad. And I've been too lazy to strip it off. The little turret up top does spin, and it's got tiny skinny tires. Interesting one. Okay, next one is a modern vehicle. It's called a Wildcat 87 APC Sadf. So SADF is South African Defense Force, and it's a APC means armored personnel carrier, but this thing clearly has like a tank turret on the top of it as well. So I don't know how many people can carry, but to me it looks like a 8-wheeled tank. Well, anyways, that's really, I don't know too much about it. Please leave a comment if you know anything interesting about it. This next one here, I believe is a French tank from World War I called the SaintChamond, or SaintChamond. I'm not sure how the French pronounce it, but it's basically a big wedgy thing with a turret sticking out the front. And I'm pretty sure that turret could not swing sideways, maybe go up and down a little bit. But yeah, probably not a successful tank because the biggest wheels are in the back. That doesn't make sense either if we're rolling over things. But it was World War I, so they were still figuring things out, right? Okay, the next one here, small armored car from World War II. This is called the SKDFC 247 AFV. So the Germans, I guess, used SKDFC for a lot of their armored little vehicles. They had different numbers. And so this is just a small one here. Not much. It looks smaller than that Range Rover, actually. Okay. This next one is by Steyr. Steyr. It's called the AGZ Scout Car. I'm going to assume it's probably from World War II. It's got, 8 tires, but the middle tires are actually doubled up, like dualies, which is hard to see on something so small, but so it actually has 8, 10, 12 tires, and it seems to be symmetric. So the front and rear are very similar, although actually that must be the engine grill in the back, that black thing. This must be the front. Yeah. So it's not symmetric, totally. So the turret up top, but I couldn't put the barrels on, so oh well. And then I don't know, Steyr I think is Austrian. I think it's the same company that makes guns, Steyr. But correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just assuming a lot here. Alright, this next one is called a Supercat SPV 400. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is British or where Supercat is from, but it seems to be a modern vehicle. I just don't know if any countries have adopted it for military use. It looks like an armored truck. Here we have something called the Tatrapun AMB. Yeah, so I don't know anything about this one either, but it's interesting that those 4 wheels are up front and then 2 way in the back. But it seems to be an armored personnel carrier of some sort. Okay. This next one is called a Pterodyne Gurkha, LAPV. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm guessing again, but I feel like this was in one of those movies, like one of the Fast and Furious movies or something, where I think The Rock drove this car. Well, I could be wrong, but I think that's why I made this model, because The Rock drove it around. Alright, the next one coming up is got a TPZ Fuchs 1, and this is a 6x6 APC. I don't know where TPZ is from, but Fuchs sounds German to me, so maybe it's from Germany. Alright, no armaments that I can see, just a armored vehicle. This next one is part of the Japanese Self-Grounded Forces, the JGSDF. This is called the Type 82 CCV. I forget what CCV means, but I feel like one of those C's means control, like command and control vehicle. That's what I believe it is. Maybe it's for recon or, commanding war scenarios or something like that, because there's no guns on it. Alright, let's move that out. And then we have another JGSDF. This is the Type 87 ARV, and this is for reconnaissance. It has a barrel, usually in real life, but again, I left it off. It would be too thin, it would break off. So, really high angle of approach and exit. It's so high, and the tires are so tall that it must be able to climb and go down things really steep. Alrighty. The last Japanese vehicle. This is called the Type 96 APC. So here we have 4 axles, no guns that I can see, hatches in the back on the roof there, so probably holds a lot of people. Alright, we're coming down to the last 5 now. So this one is called a V100 M706 Commando, and this is made by Cadillac Gauge. So this is an American vehicle, and I recognize this vehicle from like SWAT teams, maybe like a Terminator movie, or I forget. I feel like this is in some sort of movie where they drove it through a house to break in. It may have had a battering ram on it. Maybe it was like a RoboCop movie. Please leave a comment if you recognize this vehicle in movies, but that's how I remember it. I think it's like a Scout Car or something like that. Alright. Okay, this next one is called a Vickers Valkyrie, and this is a armored personnel carrier. I don't know where Vickers is from. I feel like it's British, because I think Vickers makes machine guns for like World War II Spitfires and stuff. Oh well, I'll leave it to you to decide where it's from. Next one here is called a Wildcat IME CZE ISR. So I think those last acronyms might be different companies that can make this. Maybe IMI is a company, or CZE is, or ISR. But the name of the vehicle is called a Wildcat. Seems to be a modern design. A lot of angles and deflecting IED blasts. 2 more to go. Okay, this one here is called the Zator Gerlach, or Gerlach. Zator Gerlach. Sounds like it's German to me. And that's all I know. It's just an armored vehicle of some sort. And the last one, although it can be used as a commercial truck, I do see pictures of it in military colors. This is a Kamaz 4911. So there's also a variation of this truck used in the Dakar rallies, but this is just a pickup truck version. Yeah, so that's it. This time around, I arranged the models in a decent enough order where I don't have to pause. So we'll just go right to the vehicles then. Any favorites for you guys? I don't know. This wasn't the greatest lineup. I guess for me, I like this Wildcat, this 8-wheeled turreted vehicle. If I painted that better, it'd be cooler. This Romfeld Panzer thing. And then the Pterodyne Gurkha, because it's so crude looking. You know, it looks like something someone would make in a barn. But it was World War I, right? So, okay, well, at some point in time, I'll probably have a 6th video about military vehicles because I have some other 3D prints being produced right now by Shapeways. And I think I may have some military vehicles back in Asia as well. So, okay, well, appreciate your attention, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Take care. Bye now.